Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Generational Wrestling Podcast. As always, is yours truly, man, the voice that get them moist, the people's choice, the 28-year-old piece of gold, the franchise, the tribal chief,
Mr.
the
Pumpkin
showstopper.
Spice.
Oh no. We ain't doing that, man. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. That was one time only for the players, player. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but with me as always, man, he's my tag team partner. He is my brother, my family. Be it my know, he is also the host of the AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite Review Show. Two Code Kimbro, aka King Two Code in the building. What's the business?
Yo, we would have been on a little earlier, but man, I got caught up in this Cody Rhodes and Andrade match, man. Yo, that was nice. That was every bit of the hype of what I thought this match could be. Cody being the old school kind of guy, Andrade kind of being that new old school kind of guy. Them mixing different kind of clashes of styles, but yet it just worked. It gelled. Yo, I was highly into this match. I couldn't come on with y'all. This was, yo, I was really glued in, man. But yo, man, AEW, man, it's Wednesday night, y'all, and y'all know what that means, baby. It is on and popping, man. No, let's kick this off, man. So we earlier we started with the Omega versus 5 match. We went through that. Next up, man, we had CM Punk. And CM Punk came out, man, and he gave his respects and his due to Jon Moxley and what he was going through. And after he had did that, you know, he had to make sure to mention that boy Eddie Kingston and, you know, let him know that he's going to be in St. Louis. That's just a few miles up. And they going to be there, you know, Friday. So he's going to show up, and hopefully Eddie Kingston's going to give him that apology that is well deserved. But we're going to see how that rolls out. Franchise, my guy, as we get Johnny Hungy in the ring with Shivani. What are your thoughts on CM Punk's promo?
I thought CM Punk, man. First of all, what up, Joe? I thought CM Punk, man, it was a class act. He did, you know, you could tell he really shot from the heart, man. He really meant it when he said, you know, what he said about Jon Moxley. Obviously, CM Punk being somebody who had to kind of detox himself, not for quite the same exact reasons as Mox, but you know, similar in the form of, you know, he had to detox himself from the business, man. He had to come back and, you know, he had to go away for a while and find his love, and he couldn't do that while still being in the business. He had to go find his peace of mind, do what he had to do. Hell, that even meant going to MMA and trying that thing out for a little bit, but yo, shout out to CM Punk for that. But then I like the way he switched it up real quick, man. And he handled business, you know, the task at hand, which is, of course, addressing the elephant in the room. You know what I'm saying? The Mad King himself, Eddie Kingston. And, you know, I liked how he said, you know, Eddie Kingston in his head got this, you know, this vision, this fantasy of this imaginary rivalry, this imaginary beef from a few years ago, and you know, CM Punk was like, "Yo, man, you the only one that got this beef. I ain't got no beef with you, but hey, you know, when I see you, guess what, man? Hey, I'm gonna find out. You know, you trying to portray you this person. Okay, well, we're gonna find out who you really think you are. You think you bad? All right, then come on, I'll bring it to your front door. So I really want to see this CM Punk. He's talking big shit. This is the first time we kind of really got serious CM Punk in AEW. So, you know, the honeymoon may be over. Like, CM Punk is really ready to go in and handle business. And, you know, most of CM Punk's matches up to this point has pretty much been, you know, I'm just happy to be here. You know, it's been a love fest. And now we finally get to see somebody kind of bring that seriousness out of CM Punk. And, you know, I'm not expecting a match. I never do with Eddie Kingston. I'm expecting a fight. And CM Punk, he's been in a couple matches, but now I'm ready to see CM Punk get into a fight. And that's what we're going to get.
And that's the main thing you said right there, man. Ready to see CM Punk in a fight. And he is going to be in a fight with Eddie Kingston when that pop off. And the crowd was cheering for Full Gear. If you're going to give me Eddie Kingston versus CM Punk for Full Gear, I'm all board for it. Just keep adding to this wonderful card that we getting. And man, oh man, we just got Johnny Hungy out here talking to Tony Schiavone, and he just challenged Butch. And if you don't know who Butch is, you better watch BTE. But we're really getting Adam Cole versus Johnny Hungy this Friday on Rampage. Dude, I am hyped for that. I don't know why I'm so hyped for that, but I am so hyped for that. Next up, man, speaking of Miro, they're hyping him up for getting ready to come out to face Orange Cassidy. But right now we're getting Bryan Danielson coming out. I wasn't expecting him.
I wasn't either, but I'm happy I'll take it.
Right, but before we get to Bryan Danielson and why he's out, man, Miro, the Redeemer, God's favorite champion. He asked God, man, did he forsake him? Did he lose faith in him? And then he told him, now you got to redeem yourself to me. And the only person that it matters to is her. And yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. I kind of paraphrase that, but Dave and Brian's coming out to do commentary. I love Miro, man. I just love Miro. I'm loving the Redeemer, man. What are your thoughts on Redeemer, man? Before we get into this main event match.
I mean, you literally took the words right out of my mouth. So listening to Miro's promo, I instantly time travel in my head, and I went back to when he first debuted in AEW, and we said he looked like a shell of himself, at his height in WWE, right? With the whole best friend gimmick, we felt like it was a little too corny for him. We felt like it was a little too goofy. It did show a different side. It did show more personality of Miro, but he hadn't at that point really got established as a legit threat in AEW yet at this point. He's kind of just the heavy for Kip Sabian, who we haven't seen in I don't know how long. With that being said, ever since he became the Redeemer, God's favorite champion, this guy who's going out on a warpath for everything that's right and righteous with his his leader, his God, and for his woman. Dude, I'm loving this, and his promos, oh my God, man, like there is a very short list of people who can cut promos for an extended period of time and not lose you. This Redeemer gimmick that Miro has embarked on, man, every time he speaks, I want to hear it. And all his promos are great. It doesn't matter if it's a 30-second promo or a 2-minute promo. Like this guy, whenever he includes, God's favorite champion, or I'm the Redeemer, or his flexible wife, as he likes to bring up so often, bro, I love it, man. I love it. This is dope. Dude, Miro, this is the guy. He's that guy, and I want Hangman to have the title for a while. But whenever Miro's time does come for him to become the AEW World Champion, if he's still the Redeemer at that point,
he will be. He will win as the Redeemer. He will not stop being a Redeemer until he gets that championship.
If you thought that Miro as the Redeemer, as TNT champion was something,
imagine him as the Redeemer. As he just came out, he looked up into the sky, and then he kind of gave a little curious look, and then he started walking off. Like he's even he is so into this character, man. I just noticed something a little small that he just did as he's walking down, man. But because we're talking about him, but yo, we are on the same page with Miro, man. It is something about this dude, and just seeing something different. It's kind of seeing him being a bit of more of a badass than we got to see him be in WWE. I'm not going to sit here and say the Redeemer may be perfect to everybody, but just his attitude and his approach to the ring and what he does in it is different from what it was in WWE at times. So, we gonna get something different right now. As Orange Cassidy's kind of giving Miro the rope-a-dope. He knows what he ain't stupid. He understands. He had to go out to the outside. Yeah, he's playing the speed game. Cassidy playing the speed game. He ain't even. Now he got caught up.
Joe says this opening is great. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It is. Next up, man. While we're watching this, man, we got the Super Elite. They're talking shit about Jungle Boy and all them. Then we get Christian Cage, who comes back after losing the Impact Championship. We're going to commercial. We got picture in picture as we're in commercial. We got Jurassic Express coming back. They putting a beat down on the Super Elite. They're obviously going to have a match at Full Gear. Then next up, man, we got the Ruby Soho and the Chris Statlander promo for their quarterfinals match of the TBS Championship. And then, man, we get Samurai Caristo, if you know WWE, and Aerostar luchadors from AAA that challenged FTR for the AAA championships, which was a pretty good match, by the way. I actually liked it. Bro, what did you think of the match?
Man, you can't fool me, man. That was Kalisto. You were just wrestling.
I said that was Kalisto. I said Kalisto.
No. Yeah, once he started doing the lucha, I'm like, oh, you trying to make sure the fans know who you are. I get it, Wise man. I get it. Yo, hey, this match was yo, straight up. This is probably one of FTR's best matches since they've been to AEW. I mean, like,
what was up with their music though?
Okay, all right. So let's talk about it. I was trying to avoid it, but you brought it up, dude. What the fuck is up with their music? It's like they got like Mexican stripper music. I'm like, what is going on, man?
It was so 80. I felt like it was an 80s time trip or something.
Bruh, you remember Billy Blanks, right? In the little Tybo commercials?
Man, dude, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I felt like, man, what's that dude? Sean T. I feel like
man, yeah.
I feel like these motherfuckers about to, put on some green tights and some high socks and some neon fucking purple crop tops and go out here and just start working out on the stage. I didn't know what was up with their music, but hey, they won, but let's hope that this is only during their title reign. And once they lose the titles, man, the AAA titles, they go back to their old ass kicking music. Cause I heard it and I'm like, damn, really? Like y'all tough ass motherfuckers coming out to this? All right,
it was like some 80s luchador type. Like it was just. I'm like I knew what it was when I heard it, but it was like, why am I what, like that's not their theme music. That's not their what they come out to. So I'm like, all right, man, they really playing up to the greatest luchador champions of all time. That's what I love about FTR, man. They really play up to the entertainment side of wrestling, but they mostly focus on that wrestling, and that's what we love about them. Franchise man, how do you know what Mexican stripper music sounds like? You been to the Crazy Horse Circus, Circus, or was that Pinkus? Hey, use my. I guess some people want to know, man. Have you been around? You been to a few places?
I plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth. All right, man. We got a Sheeta promo as she's getting ready to fight Nyla Rose next week. Of course, then we get the Inner Circle promo where they pretty much did what I thought they were going to do. They were going to pick a couple of MMA guys. They were going to pick America's top men of the year. And then, of course, they were going to pick Dan Lambert, even though the old girl, she kind of wrote herself into a joke. But, it was what it was. It was cool. What are your thoughts on it, man, before we move on?
Yeah. AEW, there's not many things they do that I'm just like, I just completely 100% don't care for it. This, I completely 100% don't care. I don't give two shits about the Inner Circle versus America's Top Team. And this is not a knock on the Inner Circle. I mean, I would love to see the Inner Circle fight anybody and their mama any day of the week. But America's Top Team, I mean, one, I barely, and this is not a knock, but I barely care for Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page as a tag team. One, two, you got two MMA UFC guys who, I mean, you're not pro wrestlers, so that's two people instead of one that I don't really care to see in a match. And then you got Dan Lambert, who's a third. So what? 3 out of your 5 people? What's that? 66%?
Going back to the franchise, man, huh? Well, look here, man. It's damn. Okay.
It's like what? 56% of your roster, your team can't fight for real,
man. So look, I mean, but I told you Dan Lambert was going to end up in the match. If the Inner Circle won, because they got to pick the team. I told you because the whole story is him talking shit. So it's like the whole point is Jericho to get his hands on him. So obviously that was the setup. You had to see that coming. Like I get, but you're right. There is a point to this gimmick where it's like, other than just calling dude a dipshit and just yelling and cussing him out because he just so annoying to hear that that's really the draw to it, and it's just seeing dude get his ass whooped, which is fine because he's been talking shit for a while now, and it's time to see him get his ass whooped. Orange Cassidy put Miro through the table on the outside and almost won by a count out, but Miro made it back into the ring. Man, this match.
If he called him a fat face lard ass, I would have been on it. Like, he called him a fat face lard ass.
Too much pass.
Hey,
Cassidy.
nope. Joe said franchise math lesson over Scott Steiner math lesson. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Man, if you saw the last episode he did, yeah. Man. that
I'm
was
teaching you that.
her.
Hey, I'm teaching them that ghetto algebra, bro.
Oh, that ghetto algebra. Ooh, kick right to the
Yeah,
head.
night night.
Ooh
Night
wee.
night. My boy
Ooh
Orange
wee.
Cassidy. Sleep. Night
Ooh
night.
wee. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. No.
Yep.
Ah. Damn, it's over.
It's OVO.
It's
It's
over.
over with,
It's
man. It's
over.
over.
Cassidy
Go to
lost.
Thailand. Somebody get the
Cassidy
curtain.
lost.
Put that man in the blanket. Uh-oh, your boy coming out, though. Your boy Brian
Of course,
Danielson.
because he know what it is. He know what it is. He know what it is. Miro
My boy
versus
B.
Brian Danielson. And I ain't gonna lie, I was anxious to see Moxley versus Brian Danielson. Like I was looking forward to it, but now that you gave me Miro, I'm like, I think I'm a little bit more pumped.
Hey, man, listen to this marquee, man. You got the American Dragon versus the Redeemer. If that shit don't scream money, I don't know what it do.
Oh man, we got Omega and Hangpan live last week. We got John Silver versus Adam Cole for Rampage. We got Brian Danielson standing in the ring with the Redeemer, and the Redeemer ain't shaking no hands. He ain't shaking no hands. He ain't kissing no babies. He's here to kiss ass and please his woman. That's that, man. Kick ass,
No, kick ass.
please his woman, baby.
You
That's
say
it.
kiss ass.
That's a
That shit
kiss
said
ass. My
woman
bad.
ass.
I didn't mean to say kiss ass. I meant to say kick ass. He's here to kick ass and please his woman. But man, yo. Cassidy
Yeah.
tried. He tried. My boy tried.
He
Yeah,
tried.
he
You get
he
an A for
tried.
effort.
He looked good in this tournament. You know, they let my boy get some wrestling off. Um, but there's going to be a moment for Cassidy where for me, I want him to win the TNT championship anyway. So
Yeah.
I see him getting that somewhere down the line. But him having this run through the tournament was definitely something. I don't know how, but I want Brian Danielson and Orange Cassidy to have a one-on-one match. I don't know why, but I want that to happen just so I can mark out on a couple of silly things. Other than that, man, that was a really good match. Really great show. AEW, man, you got promos. Like, we got a handful of matches, but we got a lot of promos. But man, there's no dragging it out. They know how to just come on, man. Let's go out here. Let's get through it. But yet still draw people in with it. So I thought that was just it's the little things, man. It's not all perfect, but damn, there's something about it, man, that I like about it. It just seems to keep moving, but keeping you energy, keeping you hype, keeping you ready, keeping you going. The crowd just seemed to be hyped for this show the entire 2 hours, man. It's like there wasn't really a dull moment where the crowd isn't going bananas. And that's how you keep the people entertained. And yeah, man. So let's keep moving, man, because that's the end of the show, at least for right now, as far as Dynamite is concerned. We got Seidel and Martin in the back. They were doing their one too. And then of course we got Andrade versus Hater. Not bad match, nice little back and forth. But Hater had the outside advantage with Rebel and Britt Baker. She ended up getting the victory over Anna Jay. Contia ended up coming out for the save, but then she ended up getting beat up. And then of course Thunder Rosa comes out. She kind of almost couldn't get off the mat when she got in the ring, but she was able to recover and then drop the 1-2 drop kick on a Rebel. But Hater will be facing Thunder Rosa in the second round of the TBS tournament. So I like how they kind of, brought her out to set that up. Because I was thinking Britt Baker like off top, but Britt got out of there as soon as Thunder Rosa hit the ring. It's like she saw Thunder Rosa, was like, nah, not this bitch, I'm out. And then dipped out the ring and then got gone. So franchise, my guy, Anna Jay, Hater, Contia, Rosa, Britt Baker, thoughts?
Damn.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's
It's a
a lot.
lot. It's a lot.
Well,
Hey, look, man. We got Thunder Rosa. I think we already said it. Future AEW Women's Champion. Who else we got? You said Britt Baker. The
Britt Baker.
DMD. You know what I'm saying? The current AEW Women's Champion, the best dentist in the game. Let's see. Who else we got? You said Anna Jay. definitely definitely a future woman.
Ty Conti
Definitely a
was
future
gonna
women's
fight Britt
champion.
Baker at Full Gear.
Yeah, you know, we got Ty Conti, who to me, I feel like, man, she really came into her own because, you know, for a minute,
Especially during
it
the
was
pandemic, she definitely did.
I was just gonna say that, yeah, it was Andrade getting the big push at first. As far as the ladies of the Dark Order, and he kind of had Ty Conti, like, kind of, I don't want to say the sidekick, but she was kind of like second fiddle
She had just
in the
came
booking
in.
to the
She had
shit.
just came in, so she
Yeah,
wasn't really
yeah.
there yet.
Yeah, so but as soon as Anna Jay went down, you seen Ty Conti, man, she was killing it on the darks and killing it on the dynamites and stuff like that. So I'm not mad seeing Ty Conti and Britt Baker. Come on, I'm not mad at that at all. Especially knowing where she came from in NXT to see her get this kind of opportunity to see the work she put in on AEW. I'm happy. I'm down with it. Dude, bro, I mean, you have 4 badass women. I mean, I don't know what else more I could really say to put it over. Jamie Hayter, dude, I love Jamie Hayter. I love her in-ring style. Finisher is a little weak to me, but I mean, whatever. It is what it is. I've seen worse. I mean, come on, I've seen the FU. They got renamed to the Attitude Adjustment, for God's sakes, and somehow he won fucking 15, 16 championships with that shit.
It was an
So,
attitude adjustment, man. He changed the attitudes of people real quick. That's how he did it.
well, yeah, sure. Hey, I will say this though, man. My attitude gets adjusted really quick when I see Jamie Hayter on the screen, because in the words of JR, she is THICC thick. And that's with all due respect. But no, man, seriously, dude. Hey, the women's division is in a good spot right now. AEW's in a good spot right now. I'm not gonna completely lie and say I wasn't a little bit worried about Rampage at first. I knew the first week or two with it being a newer show, so get some attention, some viewers. So you knew they're gonna throw everything in the kitchen sink to make sure people watch. But now that it's been on for a couple months now, I'm glad that they don't treat Rampage like a B show. I mean, we understand that Dynamite is the main show, of course, but they don't treat it like WWE did once upon a time. We'll still kind of do, but in the reverse. But it's not like they're like, okay, Raw's the main show. We're gonna have all the big stars on Raw, and we're gonna give y'all like the little leftover.
Well, they did that. It was just they did that. It was just SmackDown, even with the people that really weren't the A show quality folks. They were becoming A show quality on SmackDown because they were wrestling and getting over doing something that Raw wasn't doing. That's why that worked. And Rampage worked.
But see, that's why I like Rampage, because you still have those guys and girls, just like on SmackDown, that's building a name for themselves and making their names on Rampage, who might not necessarily be on Dynamite, but you wouldn't see, let's say, I'm just throwing a name out there because he didn't like wrestling on SmackDown. You wouldn't see Triple H, come over on Friday.
That was
you know what I'm saying? You want to see, but you will see a Britt Baker wrestle on a Dynamite, then come back and wrestle on the Rampage. You will see a
CM Punk has wrestled on every Rampage since he's been there. Shit.
Exactly. So, in that other company, you might have people feel like they were too good of caliber to come and wrestle on the Rampage. CM Punk like, dude, not only will I wrestle shit, I start Brian Danielson. I start the damn thing, as an opener. So that's what's cool about Rampage, man, because Rampage, I like the 1 hour format. I said this before with you. I think WWE Monday Night Raw could really benefit from a fan standpoint if they dropped it back down to 2 hours, and then not only dropped it down to 2 hours, make it 9 to 11. Don't make it 8 to 10. Make it 9 to 11. And I feel like you break up the monotony a little bit. Normally shows that come on at 9 o'clock, it's a little more adult oriented.
Yeah.
So you ain't got to be full-fledged Attitude Era and puppies and fucking strippers and shit. But I think what you're doing, but I think what they're doing in NXT, literally, like the content they're pushing in NXT, how they kind of tiptoe on that line in NXT, you could do that on Monday Night Raw and be perfectly fine if you move to a 9 to 11 slot. Even with USA being a family show,
not the global audience though, and that's not what they appeal to. We already been told that though.
Well, but think about it though. It come on the same network as Monday Night Raw.
It does, but how many people are watching NXT like that though? See, that's the problem. Yeah. That's the reason why Vince That's why they got moved from Wednesdays. They weren't something people was watching, international or not. People weren't watching NXT. Like people were watching it, but it depended on what they were doing or who was wrestling. If it was a certain type of show or pay-per-view type television show they were doing, and you were putting together matchups that people wanted to see, they watched it. Outside of that, they didn't watch it. People were watching AEW to see what they were going to do, and regardless if they liked it or not, they gave it a chance because they saw different.
Right. Yeah,
and that's the killer for him. Rampage continues whatever goes on from Dynamite. Like CM Punk, what'd he say? I'll see you in St. Louis. Rampage is at St. Louis. So you mean you're gonna get CM Punk and Eddie Kingston, and they gonna set up their match for Full Gear. All right, cool. Like you gonna get big name, big name people on there. Adam Cole has wrestled on there. All of them guys have wrestled on there. The champions have defended their championships on there. They've held. I mean, come on, man. Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega. Well, no, that was Dynamite. But was that the damn, what match? Bryan Danielson had a match on Rampage it was a beginning match. I mean, hell, Pac and Andrade started one of the damn shows. So it wasn't like, is it the most popular show? No, because it comes on at 10 o'clock at Friday night. And we all know what are most people doing? They out kicking it, having a good time on a Friday night. So no, you're not going to get huge viewership, but the hardcore fan is going to watch it, and that's what they cater to. So the numbers are going to be consistent. They may be consistently low, but you know there's a high consistency of people. If you get about 500,000 plus of people watching the show, that's cool because it's a one-off hour show that comes on at 10 o'clock on a Friday night. And most people, if they don't really care for AEW, they're going to watch and they watch WWE. They're going to watch WWE and then not watch AEW. People like us, we're going to watch Raw, SmackDown, and then as soon as SmackDown go off, what are we doing? We're changing our channel right to Rampage because we about to watch Rampage because we know, all right, they about to wrestle. It's an hour show. It ain't finna be a whole bunch of nothing. They finna get straight to the point, and that's that. I'm fine with that. I don't always need long drawn out promos. Just give me the action. Sometimes just give me good action, and that's what we get. So, it's a wonderful thing, man, because everybody gets to shine on there. They advertise big matches all the time. No, it may not be everybody's cup of tea, but you know, it is what it is. Now let's keep moving on, man, because we already 30 minutes in, into the podcast here. Jade Cargill letting the world know she will be the TBS champion. She will rename the show to That Bitch's Show. Franchise. Rebuttal?
Man, look, let me tell you. God is good to that woman. God is good to that woman. Yo, bro, like seeing that god awful promo she had when she first stepped on the scene with Brandy Rhodes. The promo
when she stepped in the ring with Cody, that's when it was. That was the god.
Yeah, when she stepped in, when Cody and Brandy came out, and they had the whole
all of that.
Yeah, I was a little nervous. And now to see how comfortable she is on the mic now. I mean, dude, she's coming out. She's giving out killer promos. She's confident. I believe every word she's saying. She got the look. She always had the look. Now she got the charisma to match. And then of course she got her lawyer, if you will, her manager, a smart Mark Sterling, who he compliments her so well because he sets her up, with different, catchphrases and shit like that. But the one thing he'd never say, he never refers to her as, that bitch. He alludes to it, but it's like, nah, I'm gonna let her go ahead and let the people know who she is. So
which is I feel like because it's about her it's about her talking. It's about her getting off. He's just making sure we see her. We hear her.
And the cool thing about Mark Sterling that I like, as opposed to most managers, I feel like they get an equal amount of time to talk. Usually managers kind of have the majority of the time on the mic, and then the wrestler will say whatever they gotta say, and boom, you're done. It's like, no, he says what he gotta say, but she gonna finish it. She gonna say what she wanna say, how she wanna say, however long that may take. So I think that's cool too, because he doesn't he enhances her character and her presence, but he doesn't overshadow her. And I like
No,
that.
not at all. Not at all. Next up, man, we got MJF coming out and just doing what he does best, pissing people off, making people boo him, talking shit to the point where Darby Allin's like, I'm not going to lose control at the pay-per-view, but I'm about to lose control right now. And man, they went back and forth. That was a mean little clothesline, running power run clothesline he gave him. I liked how he went all the way to the other end and people standing in the aisle and he just did this and everybody backed away. And then to see that view of just everybody backing away. And it's like, that's guy, let's go, man. Even though it was just a running clothesline, but still, man, it's just it's what you do to really draw you in, man. And it's the angle, the way that fight went. Of course, Sting and all the Darby Allin Druids had to come out, and that was cool because Spears and Warlow come out, but it was too many of them, so they got hung up. But it was cool, man. MJF, Darby Allin, definitely want to see this match franchise go.
Hey man, I'm ready. Darby, he took it to MJF. MJF once again doing what he doing. That's being meteoric, being hot, being nuclear on the mic. He's saying shit that a lot of people won't say. He crossing lines a lot of people won't cross. But guess what, man? That's what makes him one of the greatest heels, if not the greatest heel in AEW. So I mean, hey, look, I'm ready. Anytime MJF is in the storyline and he's on the mic, I'm already invested in the match because you know what? I know he gonna say some shit that's gonna cause. Like to say, man, it's a cause and effect. Whatever you do, what I'm saying, there's gonna be consequences behind it. MJF talk a lot of shit, so I expect Darby Allin to come out here ready for a fight. Now, does it mean he gonna win? No, but do I expect somebody to get their ass beat? Both of them, absolutely.
Hell yeah, man. And then of course, man, after that, man, of course, we got the Cody Rhodes and Andrade match. We kind of started the show, talking about that match. Then of course we got Orange Cassidy versus Miro, which Miro ended up winning, and that's the end of the show. But man, not a bad two matches to end the show, dude. I mean, and they seem to, and I don't know how, but it seems to got enough time. Like, I didn't expect Cassidy and Miro to go too long, but for Andrade and Cody to go as long as they did, that was like great. That was great. And again, two exciting matches where the fans were just again up and down all over, man. They were like cheering, booing, cheering, booing, cheering, boo, cheering, cheer, booing. It was crazy all over, and it was just so awesome to hear and just see how invested they were into these matches, man. But franchise, man, just give me your thoughts on those last two matches and what you expect to see.
Miro had a great match. Him and Cassidy had a great match. Nice spots. Cassidy had a really good spot where he put Miro through the table, where it looked like at one point in time he might win, via count out, until that boy Miro, tapped his ass on out. And then of course, like you said, man, after that, we had then we had the Cody match as well. Goddamn,
Well,
I forgot.
before that, we had the Cody.
Before that, excuse me. And then after because that was the main event. And then before that, we had Cody and Andrade. And to me, I feel like that was Cody's best. That was Cody's best match in a while. And Andrade, he's whenever Andrade's in the ring, man, I'm ready. It might be hit or miss, but man, when he has a good match, I mean, he knocks that shit out the park. My only question is, what the hell happened to Chavo? But other than that,
Chavo's gone, man. Chavo cost him his reputation as far as I guess it was just over with. Which I was excited to see Chavo, but yeah, that was kind of a brunt. I don't know if something changed or Chavo's busy or maybe it was just short lived. We're gonna have to find out, but yeah, man, that was a great match. I like, dude, that for me, that was that was the match of the night. That was a really great match, back and forth, those two. So yeah, man, great show. Like I say, this Friday, man, we got Punk expecting an apology from Eddie Kingston, which and Eddie Kingston apparently tweeted before the show went off, he will be in St. Louis. So we definitely going to expect some shenanigans to happen there. The Bunny will finish off in his final quarterfinal match against Red Velvet. Winner faces Jade Cargill. And then, of course, as we already talked about, John Silver going up against Butch, aka Adam Cole. Not gonna lie, really, I kind of really want to see this match. Like I want to see how this is gonna go, man. Other than that, my guy, franchise, Mr. Pumpkin Spice. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck with you on that one. Any parting words, man? Any last things before we get out of here, man? We were supposed
to.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead, because before I send this home, I think I know what you're about to do, so I'm gonna let you go and do your thing.
Yeah, I don't know where the LCJ is at, but apparently, man, this dude say we owe him an apology, and we were supposed to say something earlier, and I kind of forgot. But, bro, you're gonna have to let us know. You're gonna have to really tell us how we owe you an apology, and what did we do that was so offensive? Because we're not here to offend anybody that's been holding it down for the GOW, for the time that we've been on here. So, we need to know, man. We need to know what we did so we can rectify it with you. Because we don't want no beef with the champ, man. We don't want no beef with the champ, man. The champ is, rocking the GOW, rocking the shirt, you know what I'm saying, being a supporter. So, you know what I'm saying? Let us know, bro. Hit us up. Let us know. We'll talk it out. And yeah, man. I wanted to make sure I said that before we got off.
So the champ says, yeah, I have it on good authority that you guys got me tossed off Facebook. I wish we had that kind of clout, man, because then we wouldn't have to deal because then we wouldn't have had to deal with Lazarus bitch ass or JP. Hey, why do I still remember their names?
Because you want to talk shit to them. That's why. But you have on good authority. Nah, bro, we ain't trying to. Wait a minute, hold on, man.
We trying to keep. We trying to keep.
Right, we want the people to be able to talk with us and see us, and we ain't trying to kick you off, bro. Like what we kicking off the champ for? We always excited to see the champ come on and talk that talk with us. So nah, bro, we ain't nobody trying to get rid of you, man. I don't know who said that to you. Whoever that was, man, you might have to go check that person. But nah, man, we all good on this side.
Yeah, we got love for the LCJ, we got love for Leo, we got love for Hope, we got love for moms and pops and everybody, man, the significant others. We got love for Lil Fetty. We got love for Lil Fettuccine 6ix9ine, you know what I'm saying? we got love for Loco,
Caleb,
Batman.
With my boy Tyler and it's a whole bunch of folks, man.
Don't call me Mr. Johnson. They call up podcast Earl, Willow. Hey, we got a whole slew of people, man. If we forgot you, man, don't worry, man. Just too many of y'all tonight. That's how much love y'all been showing us. Fro, what's happening?
What it do, Fro? I ain't seen you in a minute.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, man, as always, man, it's an honor and a privilege to do this thing with my bro. We don't have nothing planned for tomorrow, but that could change depending on what happens in the wrestling world. Friday, we definitely got SmackDown to talk about, so I'm interested to see what goes on there. And then we also got Rampage as well, man. So whatever happens between now and next Tuesday, we'll figure that out when we get there. But bro, hey man, that'll wrap up AEW Dynamite. I got to go wash my ass because, it's going to be a long day tomorrow. And I ain't trying to be late for work because, people are watching. I feel like somebody's watching me.
Out of all the things you said, you got to go wash your ass. Goddamn, dude.
I gotta go wash my ass, man. You know, I'd have been hitting the gym, man. You know, I'd have turned into Big Papa Pump Jr. shit, you know what I'm saying? The Black Sammy Sosa, you know what I'm saying?
Like swamp food. Okay, all right, brother. All right.
Hey
You
man, hey
got
man,
that
hey look,
swamp working back there. All right.
hey
Okay.
man, your boy over here, man, a little dirty, man. You know what I'm saying? Over here looking like a pack of saltwater taffy and shit, man. Somebody get this man some shower gel.
That's y'all tribal chief, man. That's y'all tribal chief, man. That's all I got to say. That is y'all tribal chief.
Hey, somebody give me some lotion. I'm ashy.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Hey man. Much peace, love, man. We'll see y'all Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, we are out. Peace.